Well, time now for business, and Will Hildebrandt is here. We begin with more bad news for the oil giant Petrobras. Tell us more, Will.
That's right. Well, Brazil's state-run oil company posted its first loss in decades at more than $7 billion. Now, Petrobras had an impairment charge of nearly $15 billion, and that's largely because of the falling value of its assets, lower oil prices, and delayed projects. Now, one other noteworthy figure, the company had a $2 billion charge for costs related to corruption. Petrobras, of course, has been at the middle of a massive scandal. It's alleged to have paid bribes to win contracts, and more than 40 politicians are under investigation. Oliver Ferry has the details.
The chickens come home to roost for Petrobras as the decade-long corruption scandal at Brazil's state-run oil company takes its toll on profits. The company announced losses of $7.2 billion for 2014 after an audited account of the scandal that has rocked Brazil. This included a $15 billion write-down of assets. The graft scheme, in which company executives paid bribes to prominent politicians, cost the company a total of $2.1 billion. Petrobras President Aldemir Benjin was contrite and said Petrobras had changed.
Today is an important day for us, not only for us, but for the whole Brazilian economy, the whole country. By presenting our operational and financial results of last year, we are taking a fundamental step towards saving the credibility of Petrobras, of its shareholders and suppliers, for the market and greater society.
The delay in releasing the results has wiped billions off Petrobras's share price. It will withhold dividends in 2015 to preserve cash. A number of former directors of the company and dozens of parliamentarians are under investigation for their role in the scandal. It recently sparked off big nationwide protests calling on President Dilma Rousseff to be impeached. Her Workers' Party has been badly tainted by involvement in the scandal.
Well, here in Europe, authorities say Russian energy giant Gazprom has broken some antitrust rules.
That's right. The European Commission charged the firm with abusing its dominance in the Central and European gas markets. Gazprom called the allegations unfounded and said the contracts respected the rules at the time. It will have 12 weeks to formally respond. Now, the move could further strain relations with Moscow, which have already soured over the Ukrainian crisis. Let's take a listen to the EU Commissioner.
Has been able to charge higher prices in some countries without fearing that gas would flow in from other countries, from resellers, or where the prices were lower.
Well, let's take a quick look at the markets. Europe just opening up. Lots of data coming out. French manufacturing unexpectedly fell last month. All the indices in Europe, though, opening up in the green. Investors are also digesting information out of Asia that showed manufacturing activity in China had contracted to a one-year low. Shanghai finished down about 0.5%, while the Nikkei up. It's at a 15-year high. Experts say the fact that the index has rallied 33% over the past half year is a sign that the Bank of Japan and Shinzo Abe's government are on the same page. Let's take a quick look now at some of the other business headlines. Toyota reported strong demand for its RAV4 and Lexus NX in the United States. The company saw its SUV sales gain 10% stateside. And despite those robust figures, a Japanese carmaker reported global sales were down 2.5% for the first 3 months of the year. Nonetheless, it retained the crown as the world's best-selling automaker, beating out Volkswagen and General Motors. And BlaBlaCar is now available in Mexico. That marks the 19th market for the ride-sharing platform and the first foray into the Americas. Last year, the company raised $100 million and entered the emerging markets of Ukraine and Russia. And earlier this month, the French startup acquired its largest competitor, German-based carpooling.com. Google unveiled plans to run a mobile phone network in the US. It will be called Project Fi. Instead of building new infrastructure, Google will rent capacity from existing operators Sprint and T-Mobile, plus use existing Wi-Fi hotspots. Project Fi will initially only be offered to Nexus 6 handset owners.
All right, well, thanks very much for keeping us up to date with all this morning's business headlines.